Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play podcast where every episode is a microplot that exists within the overarching macroplot. Because they stand sturdily on their own, you can listen to these adventures in any order and can skip any that you don't enjoy. Today, we are using the battle mechanics of a game called Sexy Battle Wizards. Sexy Battle Wizards can be found at gshowitt.itch.io, or you can just Google it. It's a really fun game, probably one of my favorites. Very simple. If it's our first time playing or our fifth time playing, we might make some mistakes. Sorry. If you enjoy these mechanics, try it on your own. Today, we are joined by Sadie Duca.
It's Sadie Duca. Totally. That's me. Boisterous and outgoing. Oh, wait, no. This is Anne, occupying Sadie's body. I am taking good stewardship of her body, as she is currently not using it. I will be using occasional Renaissance and medieval terms in my speech today as a player to try to... So my goal was I want to understand Shakespeare plays better. So I'm playing a character that's from Elizabethan England. So if you hear those, that's what that weird word was. Oh, and I'm an elf. I have long, silvery hair. I have ears as wide and flat as the horizon. And they tell me that this body is 700 years old.
Yeah, and then we are also joined for the first time by Chian.
Hi, it's Chian. I guess I'm here. I am a young female around the age 25. I have raven black hair, brown eyes. I'm wearing a very gothic style clothing, black dress with black boots, leggings, and black buckle up boots. I also have some red roses in my hair. We'll see how this adventure goes.
Yes, and you are all at the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild. I believe Sadie was tasked with giving Chian the tour of the building, and it's been a really slow time, but it's a large building with a bar, sitting area, wooden tables and chairs. There's a job flyer on corkboard on the side wall, but like I said, it's been really empty lately. And I think that Sadie was about to show Chian the rooftop bar.
Chian, there beest a rooftop bar in this building today. Come, join me. We shall go upon it.
Yes, only today.
I guess I can join you in it. Why is it so dreadful in here? And why is there nobody in here? Is it always the stall?
It is. Resembles an anter, indeed. Let us be near the heavens, and I go up the stairs.
Chian follows.
Very good. Sadie, can you describe what the rooftop bar is like?
There's wisteria hanging down.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
tall railings.
Yes, very tall railings. So this is anti-suicide railings. Absolutely required.
Yep. You never know what height someone's going to be on this Fire Breathing Kittens rooftop bar.
And you can smell the scent of the flowers on the light afternoon breeze. How's the sun? How's the sun?
Oh, the sun is orange. Very, very bright. Hard to look at. In the sky? Like normal?
Chian, what do you think of the rooftop bar?
I think the rooftop bar is absolutely horrendous. It is way too bright. I don't like the smell of flowers. Why are we up here again?
You are correct. We should not waste our time here. We are not drunkards or lazy. We should go on an adventure to the job flyers.
Okay, I guess we can go to the job flyers. Where are they at?
We go back down the stairs.
Chian follows down the stairs, sighing.
Sure. You approach the flyers and you see that since you have been upstairs, one flyer has been added. It is hastily scribbled on very expensive, luxurious parchment. It seems kind of at odds, the scratchy handwriting with the expensive parchment. But all it says is, "Dear fire-breathing kittens, we need your help. Frida has started wearing hats. come right away. Edna.
Chian reaches out and grabs the flyer. Oh, how convenient. This just magically appeared here as she begins reading it. Who is
Do you know
Frida?
this?
Chia asks.
I do not know this, Rita. Do I, GM?
Have you not met Frida? Frida Frost? I believe you have.
Oh, Frida. I thought you said Rita.
No, Frida.
Okay.
And I believe you also know Edna.
Does Sadie know Frida and Edna? I don't think she does. Right? Yeah.
You were not there. I believe that you were there during the episode where we played Good Society and had to go and prove that the power was not diminishing.
Oh, I know Frida. Yes. We retrieved a tinfoil hat from Frida.
Yes, you did.
Is she a conspiracy theorist? Why does she have a tinfoil hat?
Yeah, she is officially. No, but the fact that she's started wearing hats, does that have anything to do with the tinfoil hat that we retrieved from her and we promised to give it back? I remember now. We gave it to Arathor's lady friend so that he could... Okay, here's the story. Arathor Gowick was very concerned that when he spoke, he was magically influencing people, and his girlfriend was also very concerned. Did she love him, or did he just tell her that she loved him? So he gave her a tinfoil hat that would block all magical influence on her mind so that she would know her feelings were her own. And she promised to give it back one day to Frida when they found a more permanent solution.
She sounds insecure.
Yes, it would be very easy to be insecure when someone could make you genuinely feel any emotion just by suggesting that you do.
I guess.
Oh, yes. So she's wearing a hat. Can you read that job flyer again now that I know?
Okay. It says, Dear fire-breathing kittens, please come help. Frida has started wearing hats. Edna.
Okay, that's just what it said. All right, well... Thankfully, I have been to Frida's home before and am able to go there again.
It sounds like she needs a psychologist, not adventurers.
Well, with those magical artifacts, you never know. Sometimes it's all in your head, and sometimes you can get very dead. So, I shall fain accept these tenders. Who are the tenders from? Who is the job flyer written by?
Edna.
Edna, okay. I know she has lots of money. Therefore, let us put up our pipes and be on our way.
Be on your way in which direction?
Well, my character totally remembers how to get there.
Yes. Do you remember the floating castle?
Yes. 'Twas quite a practice. A floating castle in the sky. I head there.
All right. You head outside and notice that the floating castle is drifting your way towards the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild. It is floating about 100 feet up in the air, and there is a landing platform on the side of it.
Oh, wow, how convenient, Chian states.
It is convenient, yes. For we shall use this landing platform, which I'm sure extends down to the ground, right?
Do you not remember this part?
Oh, no.
You have to get up there.
Yes. I still do not fly. Chian, do you fly?
I do. Do we need to fly to get up there?
Canst thou let down the ladder for me?
I can. Chian stands as mirror fragments begin to encircle her, refracting all the light. As they get faster and faster, they eventually obscure her body, forming a cocoon. Within a matter of seconds, the mirror fragments go inward as Chian disappears, forming a giant tree made of mirrors. Upon the tree, they can see a sexy woman with raven wings covering her entire body. She stands naked as the day she was made. As she slowly drifts down on her raven wings and the mirror fragments begin to dissolve and form a mirror-like silhouette on her body, covering all of her private bits. Chian looks vastly different than she did before, with a voluptuous body just barely being contained by the skin-tight mirror suit. Her hair extending down to her back is the same raven-colored black as it was before. Her eyes become a cerulean glowing blue with ruby red lips, and she hosts 2 large demonic-like horns. I can get up there and get it for you, she states as she easily flies up and brings the ladder down. Her voice very seductive and different than it was before, almost like a warm, inviting campfire, wanting to draw you in just a little bit closer.
My
Okay.
goodness. I'm lapsed. Sincerely lapsed. Wow.
So
You were quite
apparently-
young for this, were you not? Oh, wow.
Apparently, Chian already has her transformation, but I believe, Sadie, you still need to get yours.
I shall shrift. You are quite beautiful now.
Thank you. I can show you more than beauty, though.
Are you trying to get something here?
I am but a patch. I do not understand. I shall climb this ladder.
You climb the ladder easily now that it's been let down. You find a small stone landing courtyard and a large wooden door.
Chian transfers back to her normal self after the ladder is taken down and walks up to the stone wooden door. I guess this is where we need to go, right?
Seems likely.
Yes, I have been here before. And there's the door there. It shall arrive and admit entrance. And I head up to the door and I knock on it.
You knock on it, and from inside you hear an elderly woman saying, "Oh, coming, coming, coming." And she opens the door, and there is a woman who appears to be in her 80s with curly brownish reddish hair and a sparkle in her eyes, and just she seems full of life. And she says, "Oh, finally, Sadie, you're here. Come in, come in. Who was your friend?"
This is Chian.
"Oh, well, come, welcome, welcome. So I have to send you on a mission. Unfortunately, I don't know what to do. Frida has just been acting very strange. She's been wearing a beanie cap everywhere she goes. Could you imagine?"
In the past, one of my characters wasn't dressed properly enough, and Frida yelled at me, telling me I wasn't appropriately attired. I didn't look pretty enough, and so now I'm cackling at the player because she's wearing a beanie. Yeah, I am imagining, but Sadie, Anne, inside Sadie, Anne is nicer than me and doesn't really have anything against Frida. So she says, "Is a beanie cap likely to get one shent? Sharply criticized by others for their fashion choices?"
Absolutely.
Especially by Frida. I could never imagine her wearing such a thing. Something must be wrong. I've no idea what, but that's just the biggest, most egregious indication that her behavior has changed. She's not herself.
Maybe she's having a midlife crisis or menopause. Did you ever think of that?
Well, she doesn't age like the rest of us, so I imagine not.
Well, then what could have caused her to fall off?
Well, that's what I need you to find. Now, of course, I'm not going to send you empty-handed, right? I'm sure you remember the power of these gems that I hand out.
Sounds absolutely thrilling, Chian states.
Well, you apparently already have your gemstone.
I'm not
But-
poor.
But Edna comes out with a small wooden treasure chest full of different items of jewelry and offers it up to Sadie.
What would Sadie like? She's an elf, so I'm thinking earring decoration that, especially if you've ever seen a dangle earring where it connects on the top and then there's a chain and the chain dangles and then the bottom of the chain connects to the earlobe.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one of those that could wrap around and twine in a very elvish, leafy fashion, that would be super cool.
Yes, you find exactly that piece. It seems to be made of silver with leaves and quartz crystals dangling from chains with multiple attachment points to an elven ear.
I am so thrilled to be able to put this on. Oh my gosh. Is there a mirror?
Of course.
Oh, and I
I
watch
can make
as...
you one, Chian states.
Oh yeah.
If you want.
Chian slowly lifts her hands as a small mirror appears in front of Sadie.
Does it though? Roll a d6.
A 2.
So you attempt to create a mirror and instead you create...
Here, wait. Let's use this as an opportunity to teach the players about the mechanics. What are we doing, players? You might be like, or the listeners, sorry. What are we doing, listeners? You probably want to know. So when you do stuff that's intended to solve a difficult problem, which is apparently shown a mirror is a difficult problem, we roll a d6 equal to the most relevant stat, which for Chian was probably wizard.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's why 1d6. Chian has a 1 in wizard, a...
2 in battle, and a 3 in sexy.
Yeah.
Obviously, as you can tell by her appearance.
Oh, yeah. So that's the number of dice you can roll. And if you get a 4, you can do like standard difficulty stuff with standard results, which is what showing a mirror to your friend would be. A 5 would be something with a great impact on the world, and a 6 is something that can really turn the tide of a situation. So you only needed to beat a 4 there. So your 2 is a failure, and then we continue. Now everybody knows the mechanics. That's literally the game, you guys. If you heard that, you know how to play the game. There's
stresses, right?
Stresses, and when you fail, actually, great opportunity to teach them what happens when you fail. So if your highest dice beats the difficulty, you succeed. If it's equal, you succeed and mark a stress. If it's lower, you fail and gain 1 stress and 1 determination. So because it was lower, please keep track. Chian has 1 stress and 1 determination. When you fail, if your final stress is higher than the highest dice rolled, you explode. So your final stress is 1, so you don't explode into little tiny pieces right now.
For now.
And in the future going forward, ominous, in the future going forward, you can spend determination 1 for 1 to add additional dice. And that's actually all the mechanics.
Yeah. So in this instance, it's better not to say what happens, say what you want to happen, because you wanted to create a magical mirror floating in midair in front of your friend. What actually happens is a ball of light starts to form and then shatters with a small explosion, knocking both of you back a few feet.
Oops,
Oh.
I'm not very good at this sometimes.
That's fine, something to work on. But Edna gestures at a 20-foot standing mirror against the wall behind you.
I realize that my friend's magical powers are not entirely up to their control, and I delicately place this upon my ear, almost afraid of what it's about to do to me. And what it does is that where before I was Sadie, Sadie's body, an elf, beautiful, but, not like extremely so, not gonna like make your jaw drop or your breath fall out of your lungs. Now she just gains this ethereal, moonlit beauty that you can't help but look at her, There's something drawing your eye, and every movement she makes is the most graceful. And she's pretty. Yeah.
Okay.
How disgusting, Chian states.
Oh, wait, what? Honestly, Anne, who was just a normal human, thinks that Sadie's pretty. Like, this body is one I want to hold on to for a little bit longer. And I don't feel insulted by you. I feel like maybe you might not have good eyes.
That's okay. You're absolutely dreadful.
There's a lot of yin
I'm
and
not
yang
gonna
going
cry.
on here. Okay. And then
I would still hit it.
Chian has some stuff going on there.
And Chian, what is your jewelry piece that allows you to do the sexy battle wizard's transformation?
Well, I can't really say because it's somewhere a little private.
That's fine. A lot of the pieces that the last time we used this system, somebody had a golden cock ring. It's fine.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. But regardless, Edna tells you, she's explaining how they work, and she is reminding you that if things go south and you do explode, you will reappear right here in the floating castle, just so you're aware.
I can't wait to explode.
Well, physically or metaphorically?
Physically.
Oh, well, that's dark. All right. And now Edna ushers you towards the door and saying, now go. You have to go and find Frida. The last I saw her, she was singing and disappeared through a magical silver door that appeared in the forest. Good luck.
Where in the forest?
I'm sure the door definitely won't appear in front of us somewhere.
As you open the door, you see that the castle has moved on and you are now overlooking a meadow in the forest.
Wow, how convenient.
Well, Edna looks at you. Well, you didn't expect me to send you hiking, did you, in those shoes?
I thought this was an adventure.
I'm going to go down the ladder.
Yes, Edna gives a kick at the ladder and it unrolls down the side of the platform.
Join me, my tristful friend.
Chian transforms once again to slowly float down, as ladders are more for peasants than anything. Why would she use a ladder when she has wings, please?
I'm sorry, did you transform and try to fly?
Yes, I floated down.
Uh-huh. Go ahead and roll a d6.
I'm laughing because I feel like the GM's trying to explode you.
A 4.
All right, you do successfully float down.
I
So
didn't realize transformations were part of magic. I'm pretty sure that's just part of what you do.
So a 4 is the same. If it's equal, you succeed and you do mark 1 stress.
Mm-hmm.
What's your current stress and determination, Chian?
I think my stress is 1, and I don't know what determination is.
You have 1 determination and 2 stress.
Yeah.
Why do I have 2 stress?
Because you just did something magical. You are flying with magical wings that are part of your Sexy Battle Wizard's transformation.
They're not magical, they're wings. That's a physical component.
Anything that you did not have before your transformation is one of the stats. If I guess it could be strength as well, if you'd prefer.
It could be battle. People can use wings for battle.
Sure, you could make it battle if you want to roll a second dice.
The second dice was a 5.
All right, that is higher.
Okay, so you do not gain a stress. And we will note that flying uses battle from now on.
So you have to roll a 5 or higher to succeed, essentially.
Each difficulty is about the outcome. So 4 is for mundane tasks, 5 is for important tasks, and 6 is for like world-changing tasks or attempts. And if you're equal, then you still get a stress, and the GM adds a complication. If it's lower, you fail, and you get 1 stress and 1 determination. Whenever you fail, if your final stress is higher than your highest dice, you explode.
Oh, okay.
Basically, you roll every time you do anything in this game. You don't
the
get to just
GM
do
is
it.
welcome to pick when we roll, and as players, we must abide by the GM's choices for calling when we roll dice. That's fair. But GM, my advice to GMs is, and listeners, you can pay attention to this. I say this all the time. The GM should only call for a roll when the failure is interesting.
Yeah, I know. I'm teaching a lesson. The gist of this, Chian, is you don't necessarily want to use abilities unless you're going to get something for it, because there's always a risk. So don't use them lightly.
That's how peasants talk.
Okay, good luck.
I love Chian. Let's explode.
Okay. All right. Anyways, you are down in a meadow in the forest. Explore, see what you can find, figure out how to make the door happen.
Chian undoes her transformation back to herself. Do I need a roll for that?
No, the transformation itself does not require a roll. It's only doing something with the abilities from the transformation.
Okay. So Chian begins exploring this forest. How full of life and dreadful, she thinks as she looks around. What is Chian seeing in this forest?
Well, you see a clearing in the forest with tall grasses and a few scattered wildflowers, nothing crazy. You see some evidence of wildlife. You can hear birds in the distance. You see some squirrels in a tree on the other side. It seems to be mostly large trees, oaks, that kind of thing, on the outskirts of the clearing.
What a basic forest, Chian states. What do you think, Sadie?
The Bowers are brave around here.
I don't know if that's squirrels or birds.
What clues do we have to finding a hat-wearing, natural person?
We have to find a silver magical door that she went through. I'm gonna give just a little inkling that it's probably gonna appear after a while of exploring the forest, but who knows?
Perhaps we should consume a feast and take a respite while we wait. And I'm gonna unpack my picnic basket because who knows when the door or anything is gonna happen. Might as well eat while
Sure.
we're waiting.
What are you eating?
Shoe cream.
Shoe cream.
Yeah, cream puffs. Yep.
You set your picnic basket down and spread out the cloth and assemble your picnic. There is a very convenient spot here where the grass seems to be trampled down, an area approximately 4 feet wide and 1 foot deep. So that seems like a good spot that you just put your supplies down in.
How convenient, Chian states.
Nothing jealous. Only took having a picnic to find exactly what we needed to find. And I fully prepared for my shoe cream and picnic basket to get sucked through a magical door set up on the flattened grass. I offer a shoe cream to Chian.
Disgusting, she states as she shoves the shoe cream in her mouth.
Oh, I see. So perhaps earlier I was not truly disgusting. I shall wager. No, wait, oh my gosh. I was trying to say the word lay, which means wager, and that didn't come out right. I shall lay the bet. Oh, anyway. Nom.
Yeah, you are learning to interpret Chian speak.
So, Sadie, is there a ghost in your body or what is going on?
Are not all of us mere vizards that we wear to show to one another what is the soul inside oneself? But no, really, I am Anne from Elizabethan England. I died. I got run over by a carriage. My friend Mary was there, and thank goodness she had magic. Because when demons, literal demons, started dragging my soul to hell, she was like, no, Anne, my friend, opened a portal, grabbed my soul, and threw me through. And thankfully, Sadie's body was uninhabited. She's way too shy, and she's hiding deep in here. Even if I wasn't animating this veritable corpse, it would not be moved around by Sadie. And that's the story. I've been trying to convince her that the world is worth joining.
So you're a ghost possessing bones upon human flesh. How disgusting.
Oh man, yeah, actually Sadie's pretty metal.
And you got a chance to go to hell and you decided not to go. How absolutely wonderful.
I can tell now that you're judging me. But that is okay. I might still.
When you're a hot girl like me, you can judge whoever you want.
Sadie laughs with her amazingly beautiful laugh. I'm sure it sounds great coming out of that face. And eats a shoe cream. GM, there a door or something?
You can see where it looks like the door would appear, but so far you guys are just having a picnic.
What do we have to do to get this door to appear, do you think, Sadie? Do I need to show it my breasts? That normally works.
I shall look away.
Chian looks to where the door should be as she shows it just a little bit of a nipple.
The birds go silent.
How wonderful, she states. Perhaps they think my nipple is a worm.
It is rather long, isn't it?
Potentially. That is between me and the birds. Do you have any grand ideas, Sadie? The ghost inhabiting human flesh?
Should I turn around again?
I could care less if you see my good-ins. After all, a body is just a body and is just here
Oof.
for our use.
Yikes. What does the ghost possessing a body think about that? Oh, roleplay. I do try to have respect for the vehicle I am allowed to maneuver, but oh man, such quiddities on life were things I never considered before today. Tell you what, I shall inspect this flattened grass that we have picnicked upon, and I'm going to inspect it like doing a search. Like, I want to roll something. Maybe I'll use my highest stat is sexy, so I guess I'll do like a Betty Boop confused pose. Ooh.
How dreadful, Chian states.
Can I find the door, GM?
You're trying to seduce your way into an inanimate door appearing?
Well, I mean, Frida was pretty, right? So how did she open the door other than just walking through the woods? So yeah, I'm just going to be present and be pretty and see what opens for me. Is that okay?
Yeah. The animals in the forest go silent like they're watching this display.
Yeah. And she kind of is like, I think the term is crawling. She's like on her, and she's like looking around, and but she's doing it like really pretty. I don't know. I have no desire to possess the skill, but I'm just saying my character's doing that to look around.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I rolled a 5 amongst a 3 and a 3.
Oh, okay. You transformed into the sexy battle wizards and you're trying to sexy the door?
I am sexy this whole time. Are you kidding?
Oh, you never changed back. Gotcha.
Oh no, the other bodies I have possessed have included a cat and some detective. I'm very much enjoying this form, and I'm gonna stay sexy this whole episode.
Gotcha. All right.
No offense to Bennington the cat. Very cute cat. Prefer this body.
Okay, so in the interest of yes-anding, you notice that a young man with pale skin and curly hair is wandering into the forest glade and is just staring at the both of you.
Yeah, I would stare too. Actually, if this girl was like crawling around on a little flattened grass area, being like, "What's that?"
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I think I stand up embarrassed.
What a creep, Chian states, clearly so the man can hear her. Do you want something from us?
Well, I was just on my way to open the door and I saw and hi.
There is no hi. Quit staring at my friend, she states.
Sorry.
I shall be left with many watchful cares from this moment.
He turns red and just rapidly spins around. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Yeah.
Okay, anime weeb, how do we open this door? Chian states monotonely.
Well, with magic, of course.
What kind of magic? There is multiple.
Well, I believe any will do. It's the door. You go through it to gain power. So flex whatever you have. What kind of magic do you have, if any?
I have mirror magic, and I hope I fail again so I explode.
It's dark, but sure.
Sadie, what kind of magic do you have?
I have the magic of the arcana of the supreme doorway. You see, I'm not actually of this world, and I'm only loosely in this body. I can see a lot of other things that you all don't seem to see. It's like this world isn't completely real to me. Do you all see that? And I point at nothing.
Have you not maybe thought magic of a supreme doorway could open a magical door?
She blushes, and she was already embarrassed, like a lot, from that stupid Santa baby idea that she had. And so now she's just like, do elves blush to the tips of their ears? Because this is a question we're answering right now.
I think she might.
Oh my gosh. Everything is red. She's so embarrassed. And she says, should I try?
Probably a good idea.
The boy says,
Okay.
I'm happy to open it for you if you need me to, but honestly, I think you can do it.
I have never tried to open a door that I myself could step through. I have only poked holes in reality so that others may enter. Mary would be so much better at this, and I try. I'm going to roll 2. My wizard dice is 2.
Do you know what you're looking for?
A silver door.
Do you know what's on the other side?
Frida.
Okay, yeah, focus on that and try to envision that door.
I got a 4 and a 1.
You got a 4 and a 1, so you take 1 stress, but as you envision Frida and wanting to get to her, you start to see a door materialize from the bottom up, piecing itself together out of another reality. It is an intricate carved silver door, very, very elven style. Makes you think Lord of the Rings. And when it completes its archway at the top of its point, the door swings open in its frame, and there is a portal of white light spilling out.
My goodness, this is the first time that I have made a door that I myself could enter. Wow.
It's almost as if that's your magic's purpose, Chian states monotonely. Perhaps we should go through the magical doorway that we've been talking about this entire time.
Good sir, would you like to come with us? We are a little, perhaps mildly bootless traveling party, and it would not hurt to have Thoust join for our protection, perhaps.
Sure.
Yes, because allowing a creep to come through a magical doorway where we don't know is gonna go or lead is a great idea, Sadie.
Legit, this is on brand for Anne. She should be much more cautious with what doors she opens and lets through. This is very her. I think in a past episode, she accidentally let through a Cthulhu monster that just saw the opening and took advantage and came through. And she was like, yeah, come on in. This is our reality. Join us. Party. Come on in. So yeah, no, she would definitely, out of character explanation, she dumb. She gonna do this. Yes, the more the merrier. I know not why divisions separate us so. And she opens the door and invites everybody through.
Do we want the animals as well, as long as we're inviting the whole forest?
Sure.
Whatever, Chian states as she walks through the door.
I would love for there to be consequences to this. and Anne, in the body of Sadie, walks through the door.
Chad says, well, I mean, I was going anyways. I'm trying to amp up this power to get what I want finally. He walks through the door too.
What is the high-sighted goal?
Who are you speaking to?
Chad. I'm already through the door though. But I'm not taking back that he's coming in, but I'm making idle chat.
Yeah, as you're walking through the door, he says, oh, well, this girl rejected my advances and, I'm a bard, so I can do a little bit, but apparently not enough. So got to amp up this power to change her mind.
So you want to mentally control her and take advantage of her without her actual consent with mind control magic?
Well, it sounds bad when you say it like that.
Absolutely creepy.
I regret my decision as I walk through the door.
The world goes dark, and when you wake up, you're laying on the ground on a path through a very different forest. The forest is made entirely of cherry blossom trees, and they're all in full bloom. And the path that you're on, it seems to be made of stone, but you can't see the stone because it is entirely coated with cherry blossom petals. Only on the road, though. As you look to the side of the road, it seems to be very dark and wet and just uninviting.
I think we should go to the dark, wet, and uninviting area. It seems like it's our best option and the most comfortable.
Do you do so?
I was speaking to Sadie.
I look longingly at the cherry petal blossom path and then join my friend. I would not like to be delated of being disloyal, so I head to the spooky path.
The moment you step off of the cherry blossom path, your foot sinks into the wet, swampy ground. You feel a sharp pain as your skin comes in contact with the mud and it starts pulling you in.
Ah, it's yerking me, and I yoink my leg back to the cherry blossom path.
Do you?
I try.
Yeah, you try.
Oh no,
What's
let's
your
roll for
battle
this.
too?
Yeah, well, battle's one. All
Oh,
right, I'm gonna
battle's one. Unless
try
you
to
want to do
save
something
myself.
else.
Can I roll?
Yeah? You
All
roll in
right.
battle to try to yank it right out?
Yeah, I got a 4.
Okay, yeah, you succeed with 1 stress. You are able to
Uh-oh.
yank your foot back out. Your foot is very red where the mud had touched it, and you can see tendrils of purple climbing up your skin away from the affected area.
Oh, goody. All right, for the listeners and for everyone paying attention, I'm at 2 stress and 0 determination. So determination or extra dice, stress are what make me explode. So that's good. Okay. Now officially, if I roll a 1, I explode, is what that means. My leg. I shout, and the purple tendrils are creeping up my leg. The purple tendrils.
This is absolutely dreadful, Chian states, as she literally does nothing and allows herself to begin to sink in the mud, clearly enjoying it.
Chian.
Yeah, you're up to your knees so far. You feel the stinging pain of the poison seeping through your skin.
Like a wonderful bath, Chian states as she continues to allow the mud to crawl up her limbs.
You're up to mid-thigh now.
Do not prorogue your escape.
I was probably gonna explode anyways. This is just expediting the process.
It reaches your hips, and you feel a new surge of pain as it hits the more tender bits.
I'm absolutely loving this. Torture me, mud son.
You continue to sink. The mud starts to cup your breasts.
I got like a piece of wood.
Right on the nipples, please.
Sadie, what was that?
Can I extend like a piece of wood or something to help you crawl out? Would you like out of painful mud puddle?
This is absolutely dreadful. Of course I don't want out.
You continue to sink. It's up to your neck.
How wonderful. It feels like my throat is closing.
And with that, you disappear completely under the mud.
All you hear is gurgles of bubbles coming up from the mud, and then they stop.
And then suddenly there is a poof, and the puff of air from under the mud splatters a bit in a little circle around where she was. Sadie, you are still right there on that path. However, Chian, you are back at the entryway of the Sexy Battle Wizard's castle with Edna tapping her foot at you.
Hi, Edna. I didn't die.
Well, that didn't last long.
No, unfortunately. I guess I should go back and help Sadie, huh? She might need the help. She's alone with that man in the woods that wants to charm somebody against their will. Probably not a great scenario for her. See you later, girly pop, as Chian makes her way back to the path.
Yeah, luckily you are still... Edna hasn't moved the castle. You're still right there over that clearing. You still see the flattened area where the door can appear. What do you do?
I do have a question. Does my stress and everything reset now?
Yes.
Okay. Chian looks at the doorway. Wow. I don't have any great magic to open this, but I did watch a movie once where a witch went through a mirror doorway, so I wonder if I can do that, she states, looking at where the doorway once was. She attempts to use her mirror magic to open the doorway.
All right, go ahead and describe how that goes.
She rolls a 5. She attempts to use her mirror magic to replicate the doorway and replicate a portal to walk through.
When you activate your magic, you do see the door appear the same as before, piecing itself together from the bottom up. When it completes, the door opens and you see the white portal.
I guess that does make sense. It is a silver doorway, and they do use silver to make glass into mirrors, she states as she walks through the doorway.
All right, you walk through the doorway, and again, you wake up on the petal path through the forest. You see that Sadie is about 20 feet away, still by where you disappeared into the mud. Sadie, what are you doing right now? How are you reacting to this?
I am distressed in many ways. I don't. Okay, I have my hands in my hair, messing it up. You know, I'm kind of tugging at my hair. I'm not like pulling my hair out, but I'm just like, oh my gosh. I know that I was told that we would explode and reappear at the castle, so I know that it's not a big deal probably. But I'm still distressed. And you said his name was Chad? What is the Chad guy next to me? Like, how is he reacting? Because he doesn't know we respawn.
He's just staring in shock.
'Tis okay, Chad. Although perhaps it is not the most normal thing, we have the means to make windlasses over and over upon this life by summoning our spirit to another place and our body as well, and then returning physically and otherwise whole and intact, thanks to, and I point to my jewelry, and I'm going to share a secret because I'm dumb. I'm a dumb character. I'm just going to tell Chad. I'm going to be like, it is the jewelry that protects us. So nothing jealous. Have no doubt. Chian will return in one piece, whole, safe, and sound.
Chad thinks that you're crazy and decides that he's going to peace out on the crazy girl who just committed suicide and her friend who thinks that she's coming back and is going to start down the path without you.
I would not advise that. There are many. Don't go down the witch's road alone. But like, okay, it's safer to be in a group. Chad,
Let him
Not
die.
this group. I'm out.
Let
did
him
Chian say?
die, Chian states as she just seemingly appears next to Sadie.
All right, what do you guys do now?
you're back.
I am. I didn't die. How wonderful, she states, defeated.
I point to the purple that's spread up to my knee now, and I'm like, are you whole and intact? Should I perhaps reset this down to 0 as well?
Oh, that's already
am.
started to fade.
Okay. All right, you are whole and intact. I'm gonna try to hug you.
She doesn't react and allows the hug to go through, doesn't lift her arms, just accepts it, annoyed.
There's a character played by Amber Plaza on the show Parks and Rec, and I am picturing hugging you like it would be to hug her character if one of the characters had hugged her character on the show. Just like you roll your eye as I hug you.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Anyways, I didn't get the sweet relief of death, she states. I guess we can go down this stupid road.
All right.
Subscription is often the surest way to complete a task.
You march down the road, and as you go, you start to see a stone castle, not the floating kind, just the regular, off in the distance. Outside of the castle, you see that there is a garden party full of people in very fancy outfits and, just masquerade, like the masks and everything. And then sitting on her own, a little ways outside of that, next to a small stone hut, is a large, muscular woman with a small kitten perched on her shoulder, wearing leather and homespun clothing.
It seems like that's where we should go, Chian states.
All right, how do you proceed?
Well, we have legs, so we would walk.
Are you going for the party, or are you going for the woman with the kitten?
Chian begins walking towards the woman with the kitten, because why would she go for a party? She absolutely thinks they're wonderful.
The woman looks up and says, "Oh, hello."
Hi, how are you? Chian states.
"Oh, same as always, just here alone. But it's all right, I have mittens."
Is that supposed to be the cat? She states.
"Yeah,
What a wonderful name. And so creative.
well, he has little white mittens on his paws, so it seemed like it had to be that name."
Oh, wow. How amazing you came up with that name for something so obvious.
She completely doesn't pick up on this.
Mogre, these conversations, despite what's happening here, hast thou seen Frida Frost around?
Who's Frida?
She's a crazy lady going through menopause that's wearing a weird hat because she doesn't trust her boyfriend enough to understand that he actually loves her.
Oh, this is the lady who lent the hat to that lady.
Oh, my mistake.
But you're right. She was wearing a beanie, I say, to whoever it is who has mittens on their shoulder.
And what else?
I presume clothes, although in this adventure, with this particular TTRPG system, it is a bold assumption.
Honestly, I'm not sure. I feel like people just walk right by and don't pay any attention to me. So I am always here alone with mittens.
I wonder why.
I don't know, honestly. They always seem to have so much fun without me. As she gazes longingly at the party, you see that everybody at the party is paired off and has what seems to be their perfect match. Colors are coordinating and whatnot, and people look so happy together.
How wonderful, Chian states. Anyways, we're here to find this girl. Can you help us or not?
Well, I'll gladly help however I can.
Canst thou introduce us to the party host who invited you here? Perhaps they know the invitation list and whether or not a person wearing a beanie who looks like the lady from Frozen, Elsa?
Yes, she does.
Elsa, yeah. She can tell us if there's a random bonus Elsa at her party.
How creative with her last name Frost.
I mean, I wasn't really invited to the party. I just live out here. But, I mean, I can take you over there. I don't think any of them would ever talk to me, though.
This is an aside comment to my fellow player. These characters, like, trying to charm someone who doesn't like them and trying to, like, just join parties they're not attended to. These characters are cracking me up.
They definitely have some, what's it called?
You mean Sadie and Chian trying to join parties they're not invited to?
No, Mittens owner.
Oh, she's not trying to join. She's excluded. She's out here in her house.
She's just watching them from the bushes.
Yeah.
They definitely have some Stockholm Syndrome complexes in this one.
I'm like, oh, you weren't invited and you're just watching them. I see. Well, it was lovely to meet you. And I wish you the best of evenings. And I'm going to leave her behind.
Why don't you come with us, Chian states. We could use a muscular woman, especially when we have a creepy man about named Chad who sounds like a total something of a name.
Yes, he was named very creatively. Yeah, I guess I could come with you. I mean, as long as Mittens can come. It's the only thing in the world that loves me, so I can't leave him behind.
That's fine. Chian looks to Sadie as she whispers, "The cat can be a sacrifice, and so she can cheat on this road if we need it."
I would rather sacrifice the bush creeper.
He's probably already sacrificed.
Oh, man. All right, we're heading into the party. 3 uninvited people and a cat.
Sure. People largely seem to ignore you or look down their nose at you. Nobody seems to want to speak to you. The party is in a garden surrounded by a short stone wall with fancy gates and bushes and topiaries. At the far side, you can see it ends with the moat around the castle and a closed drawbridge.
I don't know why these people are looking at us like snobs, Chian states very loudly. They are all dressed so wonderfully.
How deep is the moat?
You cannot tell. It looks murky.
Ooh. How recently trimmed are the topiaries?
Perfectly coiffed.
Okay. The party host should be obvious at a place like this.
Sure, you see that one of the couples is all dressed in gold and seem to be a lot more opulent than everyone else.
Okay. I'm going to go up to them.
Mm-hmm.
How quaint, Chian thinks. I wonder if their personalities are as murky as that water. As she walks up with Sadie.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I apologize for intruding upon thoust event.
Yes, you don't seem quite dressed for the event, but be welcome regardless.
How kind of you to say that I am welcome. Is perhaps this other person, we saw them outside, we're not with her, is she also welcome? I point to the lady with the cat on her shoulder.
Oh, of course. We would never intentionally exclude anyone.
No, you would just passively aggressively do it, Sadie states. Anyways, we're looking for a woman. Last name Frost. You can fill in the blanks for what she looks like. Have you seen her?
I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
She's wearing a rather unfashionable hat. It's called a beanie.
This is your first time on the road, isn't it?
Road?
Obviously.
Everything is meant to challenge you in particular. You will unlikely take the same road as your friend that you find.
And we got you guys on a road. How wonderful, Sadie states.
Well, that's nothing to do with us. You'll have to think about yourselves, not your friend. Why would the road put you here? What do you need to work on?
Accepting people with doll personalities like yourself.
Well, maybe that's your answer. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't think you would know a lot of things. Thanks for nothing, she states as she begins walking off.
And where do you walk to?
Perhaps it is my summoning skills, since I have not used them yet, that I need to employ in this situation. I shall, and GM, I'm going to try to summon. So this is when I look, and I'm not very tied to reality, so I can like see through it and see other things, because, you know, my body isn't here, just my spirit is. And so I'm going to look around for things that look glittery, sparkly, like good party things. I'm looking for, picture like tiki torches, rope lights, balloons.
You want to summon more decorations?
Bouncy houses, yeah. Things that in the multiverse exist in this exact location, but aren't in this reality version of it. And I'm going to try to like picture like a tiny little ice pickaxe tapping against a sheet of ice wall, and I'm just gonna like poke my finger and try to like break the barrier and pull that thing through.
So you open your
roll
senses.
for this, yeah.
We'll get there. You open your senses and you do perceive that there are multiple crossover points, but you don't see items inside. You see people, all manner of people, different ages and genders and races and types of dress, and there's dozens of them all around.
Is there a clown?
Sure, you find there's a clown.
Okay, I'm looking like balloon animal type clown. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to bring a clown into the party to help the party be more fun. But you know, clown. There's no consequences to this at all. No potential failures or... Anyway, I'm going to bring a clown through into this reality, and I shall say to the party host, perhaps this is a challenge of my ability to assist in party hosting. Can I offer you some entertainment? And I bring through the clown. I'm going to try to roll. Can I roll?
Yes, go ahead and roll.
That is 2 for magic. That is 2 twos.
2 twos.
Oh, how many stress do I have? Okay, so here's when I look. I have 2 stress. So I'm going to gain 1 stress and 1 determination. So I'm at 3 stress and 1 determination going forward. That's like an extra dice I can use later. Okay, I don't explode. Whew.
Okay. But you fail this roll, correct?
Oh, so failed. But what that means is that it happens with a complication, which means...
Yes. So you pull through the clown, and unfortunately you did not realize that it is the clown from the movie It.
Of course. Of course.
And now there is a murderous clown in the party.
Welcome to our reality. Can you assist me in entertaining these fine party guests?
I don't know why you summoned a clown when this room is full of them, Chian states.
Shibo gestures to put you behind herself and pulls out a large mace from its holster on her back. Don't worry, I'll protect you, as the clown pulls out knives.
As the clown what?
Pulls out knives. Yeah.
Knives? Oh, to juggle. Fair juggling friend, are you going to juggle knives for us? I'm gonna get stabbed.
I have a feeling he will be juggling hearts, Chian states.
Anne's about to get yerked. I make no attempt to distance myself physically from this knife-wielding clown.
Mm-hmm. Shibo is still in front of you, and she intercepts the first knife, but the second stab from the clown puts the knife directly through her thigh.
Oh my god.
She cries out in pain.
Patch, what are you doing?
Oh, how dreadful for her, Chian states, as she does her sexy transformation and attempts to fly over to the clown and Sadie.
All right, roll 2 die.
A 6.
Perfect, you succeed. Go ahead and describe what you do.
Chian takes out her crystal sword and attempts to thrust it through the clown's back.
Yep, and you already rolled a 6. This can still be the same action. Go describe everything that happens in this scene here.
She stabs the clown in the back and attempts to make the blade go upwards and go through the clown's skull to kill it.
As you reach the killing blow, the clown explodes in a shatter of crystal shards that disappear into nothing with a puff of glitter.
How melodramatic, she states. How about we don't summon clowns in the future? Sadie, she states. Also, weird other clown lady, you might want to get your leg checked out.
Oh, it's fine. I'm used to this. This is just...
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's just my life. It's what happens when you're all alone all the time.
Oh, Shibo's not the party host. Shibo is the kitten-wielding person.
Yes. Shibo, as opposed to Himbo.
Got it.
I guess that is what happens when you're alone all the time. Anyways, we need to find our way down this path, road, whatever this is. So we should probably figure out what we need to do to move forward, she states.
If you are alone, then why not just summon friends? That's what I do. It always works out. I don't know what happened with this clown. It has not always worked out, the narrator says.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what kind of person would want to hang out with me.
What do you have to offer?
Well, I'm strong. Does that count for anything?
Find a short person who needs to reach pickle jars on the tops of shelves, bring them down and open them for them. You'll be their best friend.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. None of the ladies I've approached here have been interested.
The clown seemed to have wanted to hang out with you, she states. Just a little bit different kind of a hangout.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's fine.
It is clearly not, she states.
You're allowed to feel lonely when you're alone. I mean, it's also okay to not feel lonely when you're alone, but if you feel that way, you don't have to stay that way. Making friends is hard, but it's harder to stay lonely.
Yeah. Well, I just don't know what to do.
Offer your services to someone who needs them and make a match. For example, have you tried appearing at places where people need strong people?
Well, I've never appeared anywhere but right here.
Okay, well, right here we're at a party. And at a party, sometimes people play cornhole. And you need to throw well to play cornhole. So find someone who needs... Oh, wait, they're all already paired up in teams.
Maybe they are poly and they want a third.
Yeah. What is
All right.
a strong team playing game that doesn't need pairs? Kickball? You need more than 2 people for kickball.
You see that there is a some form of ball game happening off to one side of the party.
Yes, we shall head to the poly cornhole. Let's go. And we head to the kickball game.
You see that there seem to be 2 teams. There are 2 small, tiny women paired up against 3 large men. It's not going well.
I think that is a hint for you to get over there, lady with the cat. Chian states, how about you help those women play the game, and maybe it'll help your existential crisis of constant loneliness and need for validation.
Could you maybe show me how or introduce me? I don't know what to say.
Yes, I shall summon a kickball player. And then I prepare. You guys can stop me. I'm like, I am going to.
Absolutely not, Chian states as she puts her hands down. Chian begins to walk over to the woman still in her sexy form and attempts to seduce them with her lumptuous breasts to get this woman to play kickball with her.
Give me a roll and then describe what you do.
Sexy battle wizards. When you have a hammer, every problem's a nail. And when you have sexy, every problem is solved with longer nipples.
It really is true.
Chian did 3 rolls as her sexy is 3, and the highest was a 6. She goes over to the woman and placed her hand on her breast as she looks longingly into her eyes with her beautiful eyes and states, "Excuse me, miss, can you please help me and help my friend join your team so that we can play kickball with you? She's very lonely, you see, and she would really love if a younger, more fragile woman would help her out and help her feel just a little less lonely, if you know what I mean, in a game of kickball," as she winks at her.
Lonely singles in your area.
The 2 women are completely entranced. Their eyes go really wide, and they say, yeah, okay, hi.
She's right over there. Why don't you call her over? As she turns around, showing her big lumptuous booty towards them as she walks towards the cat lady.
They call over, yoo-hoo, ma'am, over here.
"Thank you," she states. "There you go. Have fun," Chian states towards the cat lady as she begins to walk back to Sadie.
As you walk away, you see that Shibo is being included into the group. The 2 women are thankful to have someone with her skill set on their team, and they're starting to see her in a whole new light. You feel like you did something good for the world.
How wonderful, Chian states. Is that what we had to do to get past this road?
As you say that, the drawbridge starts to lower.
What a coincidence, she states. Are you ready, Sadie?
Absolutely.
Too bad we lost our sacrifice. The kitten would have made a good one, she states as she begins to walk towards the drawbridge.
Well,
Yes.
there's always Chad, and I join you.
You walk over the drawbridge and you see that there are words sort of gilded into the wood on the other side, the side that you're walking on now. It seems to be a passage about how the greatest form of self-love is helping others find love and placing others before yourself.
I'm sure somebody in the world thinks this, Chian states as she walks across the bridge.
And can't read. Walks.
Good. And this might be a good time to take a little break here. as the team members collect themselves to approach their next challenge. All right. Thank you for joining us, Sadie
Bye.
and Chian.
Thanks for having me. Not really.
We'll be right back. Bye.
Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, to all the parents like Jorge and Suki, who are tirelessly juggling work, family, and everything in between. Your love and dedication are an inspiration. End quote. You can also arrange for us to read your shout-out at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. Did you know we have paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptations of our adventures on Amazon and Audible? Is there an episode of Fire Breathing Kittens that would make someone you know smile? Tell them about it, and it would help us. Thanks.
Welcome back, everyone, to Fire Breathing Kittens Guild. We are just picking this story right back up here. The drawbridge opened. They passed over gilded words about helping others find their love and kind of ignored that. And we're wandering down into a darkened room. All right, Sadie, Chian, take it away.
Sadie, do you find when you are uncomfortable, music normally helps you?
Music is quite the luxury. Anytime I can hear it, I am grateful.
Do you want to hear a song that I wrote for you in this specific scenario?
As long as it's not copyrighted by a major litigious company, sure.
Okay. Give me 1 second to think about what I'm going to sing. Down the Wench's road we go, down the Wench's road, to find a familiar person who's probably a creeper. Down the road, down the road, down the Wench's road. Here we go, trifling again, to hopefully find what we've lost.
Oh yes, I've heard this one. Here we go, a-traveling to find what we have lost. Oh wait, no, that's not it.
It's a little bit different than that, but that's a good effort, I guess.
It went more like this. Down, down, down the road, down the Wench's... Oh wait, copyright.
Change
Yes,
at least
I do
how-
not
what
believe we
percent?
can do that one. Anyways, thank you for singing with me, Sadie. I have found your presence to be absolutely distasteful.
I detest you too.
Wonderful. Let's have a look around this weird trail that seemed to have swallowed us up earlier because it seems a very similar aesthetic to before. Maybe we should watch out for the poisonous mud.
Yes, let us avoid the poisonous mud. I look nervously at my foot, which is not purple and veiny anymore.
Yes, you're actually on a... You're not in a forest anymore because you're inside a castle, but the path has picked back up with the petals that seem to appear from nowhere along a hallway. You're following it, and it opens up into a large stone room. You see that there are 3, they look like guards or soldiers, people in armor, who are standing at attention in a row in the center of the room.
Wow, how convenient. I wonder if we should enter.
Are they in armor, you said?
They are in armor, and they carry spears.
Ooh. Standing at attention in a room in a castle, because we're in a castle. Okay. Well, I can't fight my way past them, so I'm going to try to charm my way past them, because when you have a sexy, when you have a hammer, every problem's a nail. When you have a sexy, every problem's a charm.
Do you enter the room?
I stand very politely outside the boundary of the room in case they are proximity guardians. And I whisper to Chian. I say, Chian, let us charm them.
Why don't you give this one a go, Sadie? I believe in your ditziness.
Thank you, Chian. I'll try. I am going to attempt to be charming by, let's see, what do people in armor like? They like protecting. So I'm going to look vulnerable. And I'm going to say, can you help me? My friend is lost. She's wearing a beanie hat and she looks like, well, she's pretty. She's blonde. Not that has anything to do with her being pretty. I'm describing her physically so you can help me find her. She's pretty, comma. She's blonde, comma. She's wearing a beanie. And she's lost. Please help me, strong armor-wearing people, strong guardians.
Okay, so you've shown yourself to them at this point.
Yes, I am standing outside as far as I can, like, to not trigger them.
So the first thing that they do when they see you
Can I roll?
is, well, not yet,
Okay.
but all three of them open portals, and you see a lion, a tiger, and a bear come
my.
out of each portal. They mount up and level their spears and say, "Who goes there?"
It is I, Anne, in the body of Sadie, of course, and I am missing my friend, Frida. Can you please help me?
And is this the part where you're trying to seduce them?
Well, yeah, but I'm not like seducing them so much because like
Or
there's
charming
the
them or whatever.
maiden, the temptress and the crone or whatever, right? And I think they would be more likely to help the maiden than the temptress in this situation. So I'm not being sexy,
She's being vulnerable. She's
Yeah.
being frail. She wants them to think that she needs the help of a big, strong man.
I do. I need a strong
Or
man.
three of them at once.
3 at once is even more terrifying. Better. Can I roll?
Yeah, sure, go ahead and give me your roll. You get all three.
Thank you. I got a 3, a 5, and a 5.
Okay. So the challenge rating at this was set for 5. So you pass, although you do gain a stress.
Ooh, my stress is now at 4, listeners. I'm gonna explode pretty soon the next time I fail.
The guards lower their spears, and they seem to be listening. The one in the center says, "Well, all right. How can we help?"
Have you seen a blonde, pretty woman wearing a beanie cap?
Well, yes, I believe she went down into the lower levels earlier. What is your business with her?
She's a silver alert. She's demented and we need to return her back to her home.
Oh, well, that's terrible. You might want to consult with the master of this castle as well, as I do believe she was an invited guest.
Oh, perfect. How do I consult with them?
Well, continue down this road, and I believe the only way to get all the way through is through the sacrifice room, but you'll have to decide how you do that.
I think I know a way, Chian states. Shall we continue forward? Chian asks Sadie.
Yes, how do we recognize the sacrifice room before we enter it?
Oh, you'll
It
know.
should probably be pretty obvious.
Okay.
It's right down here, through this hallway, first room on the left.
But I have nothing to sacrifice. Oh, I know. I'll summon something. It'll be fine. Thank you so much.
Yeah, right this way.
Thanks. And nice bear.
Thank you. They part ways and allow you to pass down the hallway.
Chian and Sadie begin to walk down the large, winding hallway to the sacrifice room. Please describe the sacrifice room for all of our viewers.
So you find the door on the left, you open it and immediately see a dark stone room. There are cages along the side of the walls that seem to be empty right now. And at the far end, you see 2 glowing circles. One glows with a blue-purple light and the other glows red. You can see spatters of blood surrounding the one glowing red that seemed to have dried onto the floor.
We should sacrifice somebody on the blue orb.
Not the red? Oh.
I'm obviously being sarcastic. It's clear we need
okay.
to sacrifice them on the red orb, Sadie.
Okay. Well, let's see what we have around here. And I'm going to look around at the realities that exist in other places to see what we have to possibly sacrifice. And I see a goat. So I'm going to try to poke the... Reality looks fractured to me, like there's cracks everywhere. There's so many more now than there used to be. That's interesting. Anyway, and I'm going to poke at them. And I'm going to try to get them to widen and break so that the goat can enter. And this is... Have you guys heard of that goat that when it's young, it's so pretty and it has these like long ears and it's a white goat and it's like, it looks really cute. And then when it's an old goat, it has like a massive forehead face and is awful looking and terrible. Anyway, so I'm thinking one of those, and maybe the complication will affect what age it is. As I would like to roll to generate us a sacrifice animal.
All right. You attempt to pull a goat through the veil. Go ahead and roll your 1 dice, correct? Or is it 2?
Oh,
or just
no.
2?
I rolled 2 and I got a 1 and a 2. So that means that I fail.
She explodes.
If my highest dice is lower than the difficulty, which is at least 4, I fail, I gain 1 stress and 1 determination. So my stress is now 5, and my determination, it doesn't really matter, because when you fail, if the final stress of 5 is higher than the highest dice rolled of 2, GM, narrate what happens.
You explode into a puff of glitter. You reappear back by the fireplace, and you see Edna sitting on the couch. She asks, "Oh, well, how's it going, dearie?"
Oh no, I left my friend alone in the sacrifice room.
Well, what kind of sacrifice room?
There were dried blood splatters.
What else?
Blue and red glowing round portal things.
Oh, a soul exchanger. All right. Well, what was your plan?
My plan was to put a goat in, I think the red one, but maybe the blue one. I'm not good at sarcasm.
Was there no attendant to explain how things work there?
The guards were very helpful, yes.
So if you sacrifice a goat, what kind of portal do you think that will open?
A good one?
A goat portal. And I don't think you'll be able to pass through a goat portal. A soul exchanger relies on powering a portal specific to a species by the energy that comes from separating a soul from a body.
Oh, I have plenty of extra souls. Can I just chuck Hudson in there? He can go back to where he comes from.
That's up to you.
Interesting. I mean, I hate to break up your Mystery Science Theater 3000 viewing party, Sadie and Hudson. They're inside my body watching everything I do. But if you going home means that I can go forward, so be it. And I dash back to the road.
Perfect. You proceed through the road. I assume you pass through quickly where you've already been and over the drawbridge and through the aisleways.
Yeah, I say hi to the party people again, grab a donut, keep going.
Yeah. All right, and you're able to rejoin your friend in the sacrifice room.
The guards are like, didn't you just go that way? And I'm like, yeah, don't mind me.
But now you look healthier.
Yeah,
All
way
right.
less stressed. Yeah.
And you appear back in the sacrifice room. Now what do you do?
Chian, I have some information from our helpful Edith friend.
Oh, wonderful. I can only imagine. How's the explosion?
Glittery.
They always are. What is the information you have?
Edith said that we have defeated a similar soul. It's a soul exchanger. And I happen to have a plethora of these. So perhaps I could use this to get Hudson back to where he belongs.
Can I feed it my soul?
Yes. Do you have extra like I do?
No.
Oh, but I would be brokenhearted if you were to disappear forever, Chian.
That's okay. Broken hearts make you stronger.
Maybe we could start with Hudson and then see if that works.
I guess. How disappointing. Go ahead.
Okay, so GM, I'm going to walk towards the blue circle.
The blue circle.
Yeah, the red one's all covered in dried blood.
All right, you walk to the blue circle.
I'm probably trying to go in the outdoor, but I'm thinking try the not blood-covered one first. So I'm going to look at it and then say out loud, Hudson, please go back to your mortal form. You can get to know Sadie when you're both physical, corporeal beings again.
The
I wave my
blue
hands.
portal does not activate.
I wave my hands. It's a blue portal. I wave my hands. Does Hudson leave my body and go back to his own through this portal?
No. Although
You have to sacrifice him in the red.
But
at that moment, Chad also comes through around the corner. Oh, hey guys!
Oh, wonderful. A sacrifice.
Wait a sec. Hey, I didn't. No, I didn't agree to that.
We didn't ask.
He starts backing away.
Chian begins to walk closer to him.
Perhaps there's a solution that would leave us all. We can make you tenders to. What can we do here? We could put you also in Sadie's body, and then only your body would get sacrificed, Chad.
It's a soul sacrificial chamber.
Well, let us not be hasty.
You have options.
Sadie, this man wants to charm a woman against her will to make her like him.
Chad, do you still intend to do that?
No, not at all.
He's lying.
No, we had a talk about consent, and now I understand the error of my ways. So I am just going to come into my own power on the road here, and hopefully the right person will see what I've accomplished on my own and be interested in me of their own free will.
You had a talk about consent when you can't go back through the gate to have a talk about consent with the person you're supposed to have a talk about consent to. Doesn't
with
seem
you.
likely.
We talked about it.
We did not. Last time we talked, you said you were going to charm her and you wanted the power to do so. There
Well, yeah,
was no
but-
talk of consent.
No, you told me about how that wasn't consent, and it got me thinking.
It got you to run off to look for the power more and abandon us.
Well, I'm sorry you see it that way.
Also, you notice my friend is alive?
Yes.
But
Okay.
you won't be soon.
Alive again.
He turns tail to run down the hallway.
Oh, I thought we were in a sacrifice room.
Well, you are, but there was the hallway that you came in on.
Oh, you're not stuck in here?
No, you're not stuck in here.
Oh, I thought we were stuck in here. Okay.
He will die on the way up because of all the stairs. He's a bard. He's not used to exercise, just running his mouth.
Oh, that was good. That was very good. I think I have a solution for the soul sacrifice.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe we... Sacrifice means that they're like gone afterwards?
You don't know.
We don't know. Maybe we get more information about where they... No, it definitely does mean they're gone. I don't know. You realize I have endured quite a lot to still be present today. I have no desire to not be present anymore. Were I to go into the red portal, I would consume 3 souls, not just 1. It seems unnecessary to overpay that way. All right, let's summon a bad person.
The bard was a bad person. We didn't need to summon anyone. But if you must, I guess we can try to summon another clown.
Yeah, let us summon a clown. A clown of... I can look through the realities at someone actively doing something evil, stop them from doing that by dragging them into our reality, when we just have to overpower them and push them into the red portal. But it might be a bit of a difficulty because a person actively performing an act of evil will probably fight us for interfering.
How do you know it's an act of evil if you're just looking at one picture of it? Good and evil is all about perception.
I could find someone hosting a dogfighting ring or something.
Good and evil are all about perception.
That's true.
Ooh.
Maybe they do the dogfighting ring because where they live, that's the only option. It's that or let their children starve to death.
Okay. What do you suggest? Who should I pull here for us to push into the red circle?
I suggest we sacrifice the bard.
They're over there. I can't. Okay. All right. All right. We go get them. I'm going to talk to the guards and ask if there is any other path to see this person other than by killing someone. So I'm going to go back to those guards and I'm going to say, I think I failed the test.
What do you mean?
I don't think I can sacrifice anybody just to talk to someone to try to find Frida.
Well, I mean, if so, we're not going to lie to you. If it is, you have. It's the energy from sacrificing, from separating a soul from a body, that powers the gate. But if you care, you can always come and put it back after. It's just a lot of people don't.
If we do separate a soul from a body, does the soul get consumed? It's just the separation that generates energy?
Yes, it's just the separation. It stays in the mechanics of the machine for a while. It'll dissipate eventually.
The blue orb likely puts them back.
Ooh. Hey, Chian, do you want to hop in here too?
Hop in where?
I gesture at my whole body.
Can you do that?
If you go into the red circle and I go into the blue circle, can we put you and me?
Maybe. Or we can use the bard.
Okay. The red implies that we're going to definitely like liquefy the body and explode it. So,
Would you like to hold hands?
As we catch the bard?
That. Or as we do the ritual, maybe we can counteract it and separate the soul and immediately put it back into the right person's body and still generate the energy needed from the soul separation and reactivation in their body.
I like this idea of holding hands. And let's add to it. Let's hold hands. And I think, okay, genuine question. Are we going to liquefy the person who goes in the red one? I'm going to ask the guards that. What's up with the blood?
Oh, most people are just very direct about how they separate the soul.
Oh. This is people going into the sacrifice room and just like stabbing the person.
Yeah. Yeah. On the other side, you'll find the corpses that they didn't you'll see.
Oh, they're just not creative enough. Okay. If only the separation is required, then Chian, hold my hand as I walk into the red circle. I'll hop out. I'll go into the machine and put me back later, okay?
Sounds okay.
I take your hand in mine and I approach the red circle because I can hop out of Sadie's body. I just choose not to because nice body. But I step into the red circle, GM, holding Chian's hand.
And what are you intending to do exactly in terms of the souls? Because there are 3.
I'm going to try to jump out of Anne's going to jump out of Sadie's body into the machine.
Okay.
Trusting that I can get back in later at some point. But yeah, this is a bit rough. Oof.
Okay. Yes, this was supposed to be a surprise, but yes, you appear in another room. The 2 of you are holding hands. However, give me roll a d6 for me.
2.
You are now actually Sadie.
Hello?
And Chian, you're there too.
Pleased to meet you, everyone. I'm Hudson.
Nope, you're just Sadie.
Okay, good. I don't have to do 2 voices.
If you'd rolled a 4 through 6, you would have been Hudson.
Who are you?
I'm Sadie.
Hi, Sadie. What happened to the other one?
She's in that machine.
Oh, how wonderful. Anyways, let's go find Frosty the Snowman.
But, and then she pulls on her ears like Dumbo in that movie, drawing them around her chin, wringing her ears out of fear, trepidation.
We will get the other soul back when we go back through the portal and touch the blue orb, as the guard said.
Okay. All right, so it's just for a little bit?
It is. Are you going to be able to fight things in this condition? Or will I have to do all the heavy work?
I do have, I mean, she never uses them, but she started carrying them around, and I have a fanny pack full of clear quartz crystals, but they're not quartz.
In this moment, Chian grabs Sadie's chin, still in her sexy form, as she tries to seduce her.
Oh.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, and Sadie's stats are 3 battle, 2 wizard, 1 sexy, I think. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm very bad at resisting if I'm resisting. What are you trying to do?
She looks longingly into Sadie's eyes. I need you to have courage in this moment, as she puts Sadie's hand on her breast. We need to go find Frida, and we need to be able to do this. And for that, I need you to have confidence in yourself. I need you to be ready to fight, and I need you to be ready to take down whatever comes our way. Can you promise me that you'll do that and have the courage within your heart?
Sadie turns as white as a sheet. She is like, was there blood inside her skin? There's definitely not right now. And she just looks at you terrified, and she's like, oh, okay. I'll help.
Thank you, Sadie. I really needed this from you. Let's continue down this path, and I hope you find the courage that you need, even if it's from me, as she slowly backs away.
We're learning a lot about what Chian's character thinks is sexy. Okay.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Chin. Oh, my. Well, boobs, apparently.
Well, it was supposed to be more of, it wasn't necessarily supposed to be sexy. Sexy is part of persuasion. It was supposed to be a persuasive thing.
Okay.
Yes, let me persuade you with my heaving bosoms.
Well, that's what the sexy part of this is for.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right, so you guys are continuing down the path?
Yes.
Yeah. And I have the crystals ready.
Perfect. You find that the path seems to transition as you go. The mud is replaced by fields of creeping ivy. They seem to have thorns and tendrils in an unnatural way, and they move on their own volition. You also see small glowing green shoots coming off of the vines. Up ahead, you see an altar. Your friend Shibo is tied down to the altar, and there are 2 figures standing over her. One of them is wearing a blue dress with blonde hair peeking out from under a green beanie cap, and the other is a woman wearing a green dress made out of leaves.
Oh. Sadie has no idea what's going on, but the player does.
I wonder who the lady with a beanie cap could be. Chian states, unsurprised.
They haven't seen you yet.
So there's a lady wearing green and the Frida in the beanie cap. Is there anyone else?
Lady wearing green, Frida, and then also Shibo is tied to the altar, struggling.
Oh, okay. We last left Shibo playing kickball, right? So they were okay at that point.
Yeah.
And they're both standing next to Shibo on the altar?
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is bad for Shibo. I mean, Sadie would definitely not rush to help anybody. She is going to crouch down behind something like, what is around us? He said ivy vines, but are there like trees or?
There are stone pillars.
Stone pillars. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to hide behind a stone pillar and peek out. My ear definitely is visible.
Mm-hmm. But they're very focused on Shibo.
And I say to Chian, oh my, they're doing something to that person on over there.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing to our friend? Chian states loudly as she walks up towards them.
They rapidly turn to face you. They say, "Halt! Identify yourself."
My name is Chian, and you must be Frosty, and I'm guessing this is Mother Nature? I don't know. Who are you?
Close enough. The name's Ivy.
Wow, so creative, having vines coming down your body named Ivy. What are you doing with our friend?
That's none of your business. And she
It
launches a
actually is
stream
about
of vines
to
at
be.
you.
How creative. Chian attempts to jump back from the vines using her battle prowess.
All right, give me a roll.
The highest I rolled was a 4.
Okay, you succeed, but you take 1 stress as the thorns graze your side. You see small streaks of blood pop up.
How stressful. She got me with her poison ivy.
You see Frida comes to stand beside Ivy, and she makes a sharp gesture at you, and a spear of ice launches through the air at your face.
Chian attempts to dodge the spear of ice using her battle prowess. The highest I rolled was a 4.
The same thing. You dodge the other way, left, right. You see the vines are coming towards you. The icicle spear is a very near miss. You feel the air whistle as it passes by your head, very Matrix style. You turn your head and it's whoosh right there. What do you do next?
Chian attempts to use her mirror magic to make Frida reflect on what she has become in an attempt to make a mirror. Let me roll. I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. You see a mirror spring up behind the figure of Frida. You see a reflection of the back of Frida's head, but instead of seeing the green beanie cap, you see her without it, her blonde hair flowing down her back, and a twisting, glowing green sprig weaving through her hair and into her ear.
Poison ivy must be controlling Frida. Do you have any suggestions, Sadie? She states loudly.
I could offer a sedative, and then we wouldn't have to harm the person being controlled.
Then let's try to do that. I'm literally getting beaten alive up here while you are hiding behind a rock.
I'm afraid I can offer you this one. It binds to glutamate binding sites and is an antagonist of N-methyl deaspartate receptors. It might work. Here, I roll a quartz crystal across the floor at you.
What kind of... Is this magic? Is battle? What is this?
I was thinking about it, and I was like, she wouldn't be 3 battle, would she? She would be 3 magic.
I thought she would be
wizard.
3 magic.
Yeah, 2. So maybe like 1 sexy because she has no self-confidence. 2 battle because got to put a 2 in somewhere, and then 3 wizard, right?
I would think. I wasn't going to call you on it, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was thinking about that like to myself, and I was like, well, don't interrupt the show. Just correct it later. Anyway, so I roll something to Chian. It's a big old quartz crystal, and as it rolls, it kind of fractures a little bit, and there's a powder available to you. And I say, this is 2,2-chlorophenyl 2-methyl-amino cyclohexane-1-one.
I don't know what any of that means. What do I do with it?
Use it offensively.
Okay, she states as she picks up the powder and laces her crystal sword with it. She then attempts to charge Frida with her crystal sword. Let me roll using her battle prowess.
Should it be my wizard roll? Being
It can
executed by Chian?
Well, it's probably both.
All right. So we
I
both have
rolled
to
a
succeed?
6 for battle, so either way, I'm landing a hit.
Oh, yeah. Let's go with that then, I say, knowing
Yeah.
the outcome.
Well, so we land the hit. What was your roll for the wizard roll for getting the right element?
The highest was a 4.
I'll give it to you. Take a stress,
Yay.
though.
Okay, I took a stress.
You're already very stressed.
I'm so stressed. Well, I just blew up, so mechanically I'm at 1, but oh man, Sadie's stressed.
Mechanically, you're not stressed, but... Yeah, you'd think there would be a way to get like double stress for situations like this. Anyways.
Yeah.
But moving forward, yes, you have the correct element. You're very stressed about whether or not it was the right one, but you did pick correctly. And then Chian, are you attempting to kill or just scratch with that substance?
I am putting my sword through her shoulder to make sure she gets a good dose of it and she will not die.
It goes right through her shoulder, and you see the sedative start to work its way into her bloodstream. Sadie, what does that look like as that sedative hits her?
Ketamine.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she just passes out. She crumples right there.
She got a good old dose of the horse tranquilizer.
Uh-huh. So she is down for the count. Ivy is standing right beside you, and she rakes glowing green and red elongated fingernails directly towards your body.
Sadie attempts, or Chian attempts to dodge. Let me roll.
Uh-huh. You have 5 on this one.
I got the highest of a 3.
So you fail miserably. You get 1 stress and 1 determination, and the fingernails, you're very much not covered up in this outfit. There's a lot of exposed flesh, and they just rake right down, leaving bloody tracks going from your neck down to your thighs with fingernail marks, and you see green and purple tendrils start to spread outwards from these tracks.
How inconvenient, she states,
Yes,
as she
searing
attempts
pain.
to use her mirror magic to send mirror shards into poison ivy.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
I rolled a 3.
In hindsight, if we play this again, maybe Chian's player should use battle or wizard as their top stat instead of sexy, because they are never using sexy to do these things. Playstyles.
Sexy
Okay.
has had its purpose, and I have used it accordingly.
Not in the boss fight, though. Okay. Yeah, so you fail your mirror. You create a mirror that, instead of having shards fly towards Ivy, it creates a mirror above your head, and it then crashes down on top of you, shattering around you.
How inconvenient.
When you fail, you have to check that you gain a stress, and you have to check that your roll was below that stress number.
My stress is currently 4, and I rolled a 3.
Oh.
As the mirror shards fall down around you, they slice through you and cut you up into little pieces, exploding you in a pink mist all around.
Wonderful. I died again.
Leaving Sadie all alone. Chian, do I assume that you make your way back through as, back to where you are now?
Eventually, but Sadie needs to take on initiative in this fight.
Yeah, so it's going to take you a while. We're going to pick you back up at the sacrifice room because, honey, you're going to need a sacrifice.
Oh, no.
But
I have to make it out of here before the sacrifice room happens to Jen.
Sadie, you are now alone. Frida is down, but Ivy is coming right towards you.
Oh, no. Well, I don't have any herbicides on me, but I do have an antifungal. I could... Hopefully, Ivy is a symbiote between multiple different spring life forms, and she has some fungal cytochrome P450, and her cells are converting lanosterol to ergosterol, and blocking that would be a catastrophe for fungal membranes. So I take my crystal, my 2,2,4 difluorophenyl 1,3-bis-1H-1,2,4 triazyl 1-ol propanolol, which is fluconazole, and I smash it down on the ground, mimicking the mirrors, and a spray of white powder flies up around me as I'd like to do a wizard 3 roll or a battle 2 to try to antifungal and really mess up Ivy Bud.
I'd say that's wizard. We're going to put this at a 6, though.
Okay, here goes. 2, 5, 5.
You smash the powder around, but Ivy does not appear to have a whole lot of fungus in her. She is all jungle, baby. She is coming for you.
My stress rises to 2 and so much higher internally. But I also now have a determination, which is an extra die. I can try to do one more magical thing. I'm going to try to give a stimulant to the person who's on the table and very, very strong. Maybe if I give them something that, I don't know, makes them wake up, then maybe they will. Give me a second to find the IPAC name. I get a crystal and I chuck it at the person on the table, and it's 4,1-hydroxy-2-methylaminoethyl-benzene 1,2-diol.
Yeah, what's that one?
Adrenaline.
Okay. And you chuck it over at Shibo?
Yeah, I'm going to try to like throw it and then hit it midair with the second crystal. They explode or like throw it. Is there anything above the, whatever. Anyway, I want a white powder to drift down upon the person on the table. It would be cool if there was like a light overhead or something like overhead, or like an altar arch or a stone pillar. Oh, there's a stone pillar nearby, and I chuck the crystal into the stone pillar. The crystal's much weaker than the stone pillar. Huh?
Yeah, you're inside a castle.
Oh, excellent. And by colliding with the stone, the crystal explodes and fragments of adrenaline dust fall onto the person laying on the table, who we know is very strong.
Give me a roll. Thing to beat is 5.
What?
We have to beat a 5.
Oh, roll. Okay. All right. Is this wizard?
I would say wizard. You're using magical crystals.
2, 5, 6.
You succeed. The powder rains down upon Shibo. She's been struggling against these leather bindings at her wrists and ankles, and suddenly her eyes go wide. You see her muscles bulge even further than usual, and with a Herculean effort, the leather restraints snap, and she jumps up, breaking off the other ones on her legs, and jumping down off of the altar. She rushes towards Ivy and tries to tackle her into a stone pillar. You hear the air go out of Ivy as she goes, "Oh," and is thrust backwards.
I'm gonna book it back out the sacrifice room carrying, oh my gosh, Frida.
Okay, at this moment, let's shift back to Chian. Chian, you are back in the sacrifice room on the other side. What do you do?
How did you make it here so quickly?
She can fly.
I sacrificed the bard.
Wait, well, okay, so you're going to have to walk us through this. How do you get the bard? Come on, walk us through.
Chian, on her way back, found the bard withering and whimpering in one of the castle corners as he wanted to go through the portal to get power, but he couldn't proceed because he couldn't sacrifice his own ego to open it. So she grabs him and drags him down the stairs and makes him touch the crystal.
All right.
Separating his soul from his body, reopening the portal.
He touches the red crystal, but nothing happens yet.
Then she will stab him.
With what?
Her crystal sword.
All right. Give me a roll, battle roll, so you get 2.
The highest I rolled was a 5.
All right. So you are wrestling this man onto the red crystal stepping pad. He is fighting you, but he's just no match. He was so worn out from all those stairs, and he's really not used to cardio. And, he steps back, attempting to run the other way, and as he turns, you stab your sword directly through his back into his heart. The blood leaks out and joins the other blood, and in a flash, his body disappears, and you also reappear in the underground garden chamber. His body collapses next to several other corpses that are littering the area and laying forgotten. You see off about 50 yards away, you see Ivy and Shibo wrestling, and you see Sadie cowering back towards the entrance.
I'm trying to drag Frida. I imagine I'm not moving quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chian looks down at the bard's body. Pretty fitting. As she continues walking towards the Ivy girl in Shibo. She continues walking down the path. She tells Sadie, the portal's open again. If you want to go through there, I have something to finish here. As she continues walking until she gets to the altar where they are fighting, she then uses her battle prowess to try to take her crystal sword and stab the Ivy woman in the chest with it. Let me roll. I rolled a 5.
You successfully stab through her, and as she steps back, your sword remains in her body and is ripped out of your hand. You gain a stress. She looks down at it and puts her hands on her hips and says, "This is very inconvenient, you know."
Oh, I wasn't planning on that, she states, looking at her. What is it that you exactly want? She asks.
It's above your pay grade.
Nothing is above my pay grade compared to you, Plant Chowder.
She decides to use one of her vines to pick up Shibo and throw her at you.
Chian attempts to dodge.
Give me a roll.
I rolled a 5.
You successfully dodge, and your friend Shibo hits the stone with a sickening crack.
How unfortunate, she states, as she attempts to once again use her mirror magic to create mirror shards to attack the Ivy girl with them. Let me roll. Right. I rolled the highest number, a 5.
A 5. You successfully create mirror shards that sail off towards Ivy. Some of them bed in her skin. You see several leaves flutter down, and several of her glowing shoots coming off of her body are severed and shrivel up as they hit the stone floor.
Okay, what does Ivy do?
Ivy still looks at you in annoyance. She says, "You know that I'm a god, right?"
Irrelevant. You pissed me off.
She gestures towards you and sends a thick, creeping vine covered in thorns to wrap around your body.
Chian attempts to dodge.
I think Sadie has been watching a lot and is putting the puzzle pieces together.
I rolled a 6.
A 6. That's a good dodge.
You dodge.
I think Sadie's going to shout to you, noticing that Frida Frost is one of the 2 spirits of winter. I'm dragging Frida across the ground. It's not really working. I'm like, I got a moment to myself to think. And I think Ivy Bud is the spirit of spring and Frida Frost is the spirit of winter. And they were going to use a sacrifice to do a soul exchange on that altar over there. Ivy Bud was going to take over winter. And I shout to Chian. I say, "Chian, her weakness is the other seasons. She's trying to overcome them. Use cold or the hot of winter or summer to overcome spring."
That's a great idea, but I have mirror magic, no other magic. How am I supposed to do that?
Powder's very flammable.
So we're gonna burn this hoe alive?
Fire hazard time.
Do you have any powder? She yells.
I throw a random crystal, and I do mean random because I am not reading out a name, and it smashes against a rock, and powder starts like raining down on you. Don't breathe, I shout.
She does not breathe as the powder rains upon her.
Any match right now would ignite the high surface area dust around you.
She attempts once again to use her mirror magic to hit one of the grains of powder to ignite it. Let me roll.
Oh, are you focusing the light with your mirror magic to ignite? Because if you focus all the light with mirrors into one spot, it gets really hot.
I could also do that. I rolled a 5.
You roll a 5, and as you do, this powder is swirling through the air, encompassing all of you. You focus a beam of light with a curved mirror that reflects the light from the torches that are lining this place, and focuses it into a single point, and the powder ignites and explodes, throwing Ivy back.
That worked quite effectively. Do you have any more? She asks.
I do. Don't breathe. I throw a random crystal that explodes against a rock.
The same thing. You continue throwing crystals left and right, and Chian continues to focus beams of light directly at the powdery explosions. They burst off, each explosion different. That one's purple, that one's orange, that one's green. That's cool. Fireballs engulfing Ivy and driving her further and further back. She scoffs at you as if you're not worth your time and dives into the field of ivy behind her, disappearing under the earth.
I think we won, Chian says, surprisingly excitedly.
Yay! I give some more adrenaline, this time to Frida. Wake up!
Frida wakes up, and she stands looking coldly down at you. She gathers the frost in her hands.
Uh-oh. I hide behind a rock pillar.
While this is happening, Chian checks on the girl who had a loud crack to make sure that she is okay, even though she believes her back will probably be broken and she will be dead.
Well, her arm is broken, but otherwise she's all right.
Okay, Chian proceeds towards Freya.
All right, Freya is ready to fight. She's still got her beanie cap on. She's got ice gathering around her hands, focused on you, completely ignoring everything else around her.
Chian walks up to her as she attempts to place her hand on her breast and take the beanie cap off in a very seductive way. Let me roll.
Okay, are you reaching out and touching someone else's breast or touching your own breast?
Her breasts.
What?
The highest I rolled was a 4.
A 4? All right,
So
we'll go
Chian
ahead.
attempts to walk up to her and touch her breast. Hey, Freya, the fighting's over. Ivy's gone. Can we just please try to get along?
You haven't broken through the mind control magic, but she's at least taken off guard. And she...
Take off the beanie.
I did try to take off the beanie.
Oh,
Okay.
did you successfully take off the beanie?
What do you want me to roll for that battle, or?
No, we can be under the seduction charge. You slip off her beanie and you see the glowing green tendril disappearing into her ear, pulsating with evil light.
Oh my gosh, the beanie was to cover the earworm. I get it now.
We saw that on the
Okay.
mirror earlier.
Can I just touch your ear, Freya? Chian states, as she attempts to reach up for the worm and pull it off. Let me roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this one's a battle. We gotta yank that thing out.
Okay, I rolled a 6, first roll.
Perfect. It comes out with a splash of blood, and Freya suddenly comes to her senses. She steps back, sputtering. What? Where? What? Who? Why am I bleeding?
You were under the mind control, my dear frosty vixen, and I just helped you get out of it. Spring was trying to take you over by using a soul exchange sacrifice. It's lucky you had a big, strong woman to help you out in your dire moment of need. And then there's Sadie over there hiding behind a rock.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the sexy battle magic comes from Frida. It's hers. So, down, girl. You trying to come up against the queen, but she looks down at you and says, "Well, thank you. Where's Ivy now?"
She went in some cow poop over there. I don't know.
Oh, you didn't let her touch plants, did you?
How were we supposed to stop a god, my dear?
Well, she's gone now. Fine, let's get out of this pigsty.
Sounds good to me.
She marches back towards the portal entrance and disappears through the portal that pops up when she hits the threshold.
Shall we go, Sadie? Chian asks, as she grabs the lady with the broken arm.
Oh, ow, yeah, let's go. What about all these guys? She gestures towards the, dozen or so bodies spread around the portal area.
We can throw them back through.
I definitely help with that because Anne is still in that machine.
Yeah, you toss through all the corpses that you see. They disappear through the portal as well.
I hop through too.
All right.
Chian walks through the portal.
You reappear back in the portal room. You see the blue and green gems pads. There are glyphs on the wall that are still glowing from the mechanics of the machine.
Chian reaches out and touches the blue part of the orb.
This is a great time to spend a determination because you'll get an extra dice to make this succeed.
You step onto the blue gem and you can feel 2 souls inside the mechanics of the machine.
Okay, I rolled a 3. I'm guessing I'm not succeeding.
You rolled
You can wait.
3
Did
at
you
what?
spend an extra dice from if you spend your determination? You
I
can get
did.
extra
I rolled a 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Oh, and this
well,
is probably wizard
technically-
anyways.
So in Sexy Battle Wizards, technically you succeed, but the GM introduces a complication. Which, can I make a suggestion, GM?
He has to get at least a 4.
So if it's equal, you succeed and mark 1 stress, and the GM adds a complication. If it's lower, you fail and gain a stress and a determination. Darn. Okay.
Yeah, successes are 4, 5, or 6.
Okay. So keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. So you fail. You can see the souls in the machine, but nothing happens when you try to access them.
Do you want to try, Sadie? She asks.
Yeah. I'll try. I am going to spend my 1 determination. And what skill do you think this is? Like a wizard?
Wizard.
Okay. I'm going to roll 4 dice. 5, 5, 5, 6. That was unlikely.
Perfect. You are very successful. You can feel the 2 souls still swirling around inside Anne and Chad.
How's Chad's body doing?
It's got a stab wound through it.
Oh no. I
It's through
say.
his heart. Probably not good.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess, Chad, do you want to party in here?
You
And
can't talk to a spirit.
I invite both of the souls into Sadie's body.
All right. You feel both of those souls come into your body again, and you feel them sort of juggle around for dominance. Who do you think the dominant spirit is?
I think it would be way fun to play as Chad next time. But I guess you'll find out in a future adventure.
Yeah. You start to feel the souls jostling around. The connections seem very loose. Who knows who may pop up at any given time? You'll see. But what do you do next?
Where's our reward, Frida? Chian asks.
Reward for oh, you want to reward? How plebeian, but fine. What would you like? Gold, I suppose.
I want the ability to use any magic I desire.
Oh, interesting. Have you considered collecting a few more pieces of jewelry?
Like?
She gestures and gives you a shiny ice blue gem. We'll say it's a pendant on a necklace. Here, put this one on.
Chian puts it on.
You feel ice running through your veins.
Interesting. I can use mirrors and ice now. Are there
Yes.
more pieces of this jewelry? She asks.
There are unlimited pieces. Haven't you ever seen the chest? Edna keeps it.
Perhaps I will be paying Edna a visit.
She's happy to loan them out. Most people only like to carry one at a time, but if you want multiple, feel free. You're only limited by your sites that you can wear jewelry.
Sounds good to me. What about you, Sadie?
Well, I do declare, says Hudson. You look absolutely fantastic in that. It was nice to meet you, Chian.
Another creeper.
Sadie is already perfectly beautiful and does not need any additional jewelry. No jewelry on earth could make her any more ravishing than she already is.
Oh my.
Good luck with that delusion.
All right, well, if we've had enough powwowing around, I suggest we all go home. This has been quite the adventure, I think, for all of us, especially your friend here. Looks a little worse for wear.
Yes, but we found her the power of friendship. But let's go home, Chian states as she begins to walk back to the castle.
You proceed back to outside the castle, and you see that the road that originally ended at the castle now has a branch point towards a silver door.
How convenient, she states as she walks towards the silver door.
I walk through the door.
You reappear in the meadow. You see Edna's castle floating overhead. And now that you've left the road and completed the trials, you feel as though you're a little stronger than you were before. Maybe even a better person. Maybe you've overcome some of your tendencies, like not caring about others or acting rashly. When you really think back, in the end, you didn't act rashly. You thought about exactly what you were doing and did it with intention. And Chian, you put the friendship of someone over your own wishes several times, and now she's alive because of you.
How wonderful.
Wah, wah. Well, I think that wraps up our adventure. We'll see how many jewelry pieces Chian can collect over time, and Sadie and company, we'll see how that plays out. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been Fire Breathing Kittens. We are joined by Chian.
Hi.
And then we are joined by Sadie.
Sadie, Hudson, Anne, and Chad. It's getting a bit crowded in here. Bye.
Yeah, Bye.